Hello, my darling, and welcome to day 5 of 100 Days of Self-Love Challenge. Today, we're looking at the power of saying yes. We looked at boundaries yesterday, and we looked at how defining our boundaries and saying no to people actually benefits us because we protect our own desires, our own goals, what we want to do in our life, our energy, etc. But now we need to look at the opposite way around when we say yes. So saying yes to opportunities that excite you, empower you, sound like fun, are really, really good for your self-love, because we spend too much time being cautious. This is not about saying yes to other people now. This is saying yes to us. We spend too much time kind of being responsible, sensible, erring on the side of caution, being worried about the consequences all the time. And we don't spend enough time saying, yes, I'll go on holiday with you. Why not? Yes, I'll go to that party. It sounds like fun. Yes, I'd like to try a new sport. Yes, I'll learn scuba diving. Yes, I'll come to that salsa class with you, whatever it is. But we need to be able to say yes to things that make our hearts expand and our souls vibrate. But we also need to say yes to ourselves in terms of wearing our favorite perfume, not saving it for best. You know, wearing that sexy lingerie, not always just reaching for the big pants, and you know what I mean, every single time we're getting dressed, wearing lingerie that makes us feel pretty and just for ourselves. Saying yes to making ourselves a really beautiful kind of like cream tea, or like a pot of tea, and having a nice tea service that we use just for ourselves, not only when the guests come. Because we're as important as our guests. We're much more important than our guests. We're the ones that earn the money to buy these beautiful things. But if you have, for example, the nice crockery or the nice tea set, that doesn't wear out the more you use it. But we don't. We'll go for the chip mug or something at the back of the cupboard. We need to say yes to treating ourselves more, to enjoying ourselves more, to have these experiences. And yes is a very empowering word. Yes makes us feel, it leads us to our imagination. It leads us to feel creative. And if you say yes, it makes you a better listener as well. So, for example, if one of my kids comes up to one of my friends, let's say one of my friends, it's easier. One of my friends comes up to me and they have this new idea for a weekend away, or they have this new idea for an activity they want to do. And I immediately shut it down and say, no, I'm not listening to them. And if you start listening to people, you'd be surprised how an opportunity can open doors for you. You can gain a different perspective on life. You might just have the best time ever. And if you just disregard anybody else's ideas as a straight no, you've learned nothing new. Okay? So saying yes to yourself might be this. Have you ever met somebody or had a new opportunity and you felt like just changed my life? I remember when I first started coaching years and years and years ago, I had this business coach for a different idea that I was looking at the time. And obviously this guy knew my background in psychology, knew my background in education. And I was talking to him and he said, right, persuade me of this idea. And I started talking to him and he turned around to me and he said, you need to become a coach because your knowledge is second to none. And I could have gone, oh, no, and I didn't. I went, yes, I'll look at that, because he saw something in me, and I allowed myself the audacity of hope, and channeled my. I kind of put to one side. I suspended basically my disbelief and allowed myself to say, yes, I will look into that. And it was that yes has changed thousands of women's lives across the globe, quite frankly. And that sounds like really, it's genuinely not. But because I said yes to something, so many of the people's lives have changed, plus mine, plus my partners, plus my kids, just from saying yes to that one idea. It was never my original plan. And I said yes because it made sense when he said it. And I wouldn't have got where I am now if I had just shot that idea down. Okay. Saying yes is empowering as well. No stops a conversation. Saying no to yourself or saying no to other people that are trying to give you an idea or persuade you of something, it just stops the conversation. And some of the best ideas on the planet and some of the most fun you can have is when you saying yes basically forces you to pay attention to what others are thinking and trying to communicate. And when you pay attention, you communicate to others that their opinions matter. It's very empowering for them, but you giving somebody your full on attention is extremely flattering, and it's extremely empowering for your relationship as well. And the reality is that saying yes is risky, right? It's risky. It's much safer to just say no, and then I can just stay in my comfort zone. I can stay in my bubble. I can, just stick to things I know. But the irony is that actually, yes is risky, but no is riskier. If you look deeper, you might realize that so many successful people have been open to new thinking and new risk-taking ideas that other people would not be open to. And it's very important to adopt a kind of yes mindset. So always ask yourself, so if somebody comes up to you and says, oh, we've got this great idea, we're going to go on this zip line down in Wales or something, and you immediately just say no, you're not thinking about what can I actually learn from this. Because saying yes to new opportunities, saying yes to something that you haven't done before, although it may feel like it's risky, getting out of your comfort zone and learning how to grow and learning how to adapt to different situations always gives you something new in your life. And you never know when that one skill is going to be really important. I'm not saying, okay, yeah, I'm going to go go-karting and then I'm going to take over as a CEO of this massive company. But if you went go-karting and it wasn't something that you wanted to do, for example, and you learned to work as a team with somebody else that was in letting them be the front runner and you're the second runner, I know nothing about racing, you may have gathered that by now. But one of you's in the front one and you take it in turns to lead and to follow. You never know when that skill's going to come in. You don't know. But what I know for sure is that staying always in your comfort zone, saying no to yourself and new opportunities will keep you playing small. Saying no to using your favorite perfume and wearing your best coat and your best boots keeps you feeling less than, because you can only use them on special occasions. Why isn't today a special occasion? Why are you not a special occasion? Life is short. There's no reruns, there's no retries, there's no do-overs. So why not? If your kid turns around to you and says, can we jump in the puddles? Jump in the puddles, okay? Because they're little kids in the blink of an eye, they've grown up to strapping teenagers. So think about it. How can you adopt a yes mindset? Yes to things that you love. Yes to ideas that may just be the thing that, sets your soul on fire. As always, if you want to have any of the worksheets that accompany series, there isn't a worksheet every day. You can sign up on the link below. It's www.100daysofselflove.com. If you'd like to know anything more about my Feed Your Fairy membership or program, go to Kate Grosvenor, kategrosvenor.com. I hope you've enjoyed day 5. I cannot wait to see what you're doing with all this self-love. Please, if you're on Facebook or TikTok and you're posting about what you're achieving in this 100 days of self-love, please do tag me. I'd love to celebrate along with you. And I will see you tomorrow for day 6. Buckets full of love. Bye.